to assess the extent of the damage and determine whether additional resources need to be deployed or not. SABC reporter Mariska Botha is in Somerset West to give us the latest. Mariska, good afternoon. Could you please give us an understanding of what the latest is out there?
Good afternoon to you. Yes, we're standing behind me. You can maybe see it's still in Somerset West and Soleris Pass village, a little way outside Soleris Pass village. And as you can see, the fire is still very much going strong, high up in the mountains, which makes it very, very difficult to get to. The wind has also been howling very, very strong in different periods throughout the day and the morning, making it even more difficult for firefighters to fight the blaze. We have seen over 100 ground crew actually on the ground fighting this fire. We saw 3 choppers this morning water bombing the area, and where we're standing right now, here and there are still trees that are on fire. There's still stumps that are smouldering, which of course when the wind picks up and there are gusts of wind still coming through, that of course can set the fire off once more. But as you can see behind me, high up in the mountains, making it very hard to access that fire. People are slowly coming to grips with what happened yesterday and this morning. Earlier we spoke to a resident that lives in the area who explained the harrowing experience of they're fighting the fire this side and the next moment somebody else behind you, and then you have to fight the fire on 2 fronts. But they said luckily none of their properties were damaged, but of course a luxury lodge in the vicinity, in the area where we are now, about 4 kilometers from where we are, completely burnt out. That was destroyed. They also had to move animals, among them horses, to safety, and they also told us that they left gates open for game that runs wild in the area in the hope that they would get away. One young man even told us that they were picking up small tortoises on the way as they were getting away from the fire. So trying their best to make sure that nothing living is harmed, and of course trying to prevent structures burning down. There are 7 structures that had damage. Not all of them have burned down, but most of them had severe damage to them, and of course that lodge that completely burned down.
Mariska, I've got 2 questions before we let you go. Is it too early to tell us what the cause of the fire is thought to have been? One. And the second question would be, have more resources been sent in to assist with controlling these fires?
It is a bit early to determine what caused the fire. We spoke earlier to Theo Lane of Cape Town Fire and Rescue, who told us that fire safety officers are on the scene, busy with investigations and trying to determine what caused that fire. But of course, the first priority is to make sure that the fire is completely contained and out before anything else can be done. So at this stage, it's a bit early to say what caused the fire exactly. And then, of course, this morning there was a shift change, which meant that there are still over 100 firefighters on the scene. We've spoken to firefighters from as far afield as Khayelitsha, which is about 30 kilometers from where we are right now. So firefighters brought in from across the city or wherever they could be spared, because every day Cape Town Fire and Rescue answers to between 50 and 60 fires in Cape Town alone. So this time, of course, is extremely busy for Cape Town Fire and Rescue. And they, of course, can only do this with the help with the likes of working on fire. We know that Cape Nature is also on the scene, and then also the residents lending a hand, because there's only so many people that can actually fight this fire. So over 100 people busy working on this fire at the moment, and from where they can bring in people that can be spared, they do bring them in cases like this, that the fire is so extensive.
Mariska, thank you so much for bringing us that comprehensive understanding of the fight to bring that blaze under control. Mariska Botha out in Somerset West, where those felt fires have been raging wild. But it seems like everything is going to turn out okay. We hope that the wind dies down as